Hey, it's Justin Potnier here on the Mixed Morning Grind. We are featuring Sherwood Park today on our Heartland tour. We have a very special guest with us this morning. The Fire Chief of Strathcona County, Jeff Hutton, is with us. Jeff, how are you?
Doing great this morning. Good morning, Justin.
Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time for us. I just wanted to kind of talk to some folks within Strathcona County, within Sherwood Park, kind of a people in your neighborhood kind of feel to it. And we're kind of wondering about you, Jeff, on your journey to Sherwood Park. How did you end up in Sherwood Park? Were you born and raised there? When did you make your way over?
Yeah, I grew up in the community, grew up in the Ardrossan area, and my parents still live on the farm out there. So lots of family ties to this community, deep roots, I guess.
Nice. What did you guys farm?
It was a grain farm just north of Highway 16.
Nice. And so what was the decision to go into the fire service? Did you have any plans to go farming, or you just decided the fire service was the way to go for you?
Well, actually, I've worked for the Strathcona County for many years, I think going back to 1981, but just joined the fire department here in 2018. So worked for the Strathcona County for lots of years, but new to this department and really honored to have this position.
So getting into the fire service, kind of the ins and outs of it with Strathcona County, kind of give us the breakdown on the different branches that serve the community, because I'd imagine obviously you have the emergency services that take care, but also there's an education component to as well, where you guys are letting folks know about ways to be safe in the community.
Yeah, and that's being proactive is one of the most important things we do, because if we can prevent those issues before they happen, that's obviously best for the community and allows us to have an effective and efficient service as well. So we have a great community safety program. We'll do education to all ages of citizens, from very young to our senior citizens, and we also have a great fire prevention team that goes out and inspects facilities to ensure they're safe for the customers and the citizens of this community as well.
So what are a couple of things, maybe some notes that seem to be popular items that you guys bring up to community members as far as ways that they can go about, being a little bit safer when it comes to being fire smart in the community?
Well, you hit one of the magic words there, is fire smart. So we help with assessments of our rural properties. And if people can create a separation between kind of the flammable vegetation from their home, that's one of the best thing our rural residents can do to protect their property. And our team's happy to come out and help people with that process, give them some advice. And in some cases, we've gone out and assisted full subdivisions in the community to get an entire subdivision up to a fire smart standard.
That's, it's important, obviously, to keep that education going and to keep talking to folks, because, it's easy to get complacent with a lot of these things. And especially with this day and age, with lots that, folks are doing in and out, it's important to kind of take a second to think about that. Also, kind of from your perspective, what are some things that pop up from time to time they're big issues? Would grass fires be one of them, especially this time of year?
Yeah, the spring is typically our highest risk season. Certainly grass fires, place a very resource intensive in terms of our response. And we of course want to protect our citizens and protect their property. So poses quite a hazard to properties. So one of the most important things folks can do is we have a burn line, 464-8464. And if people check in with the burn line ahead of time, they can be sure that it's safe burning conditions. And of course, we require permits, but the permits are only valid on days where the conditions are safe and allow for burning. So that's why we really encourage people to utilize that burn line. And we also have a similar line where people can just text in and quickly get a reply back to find out if it's safe to burn or not.
So I guess that's got to be a big thing, especially in the summertime, is the decisions on fire restrictions, fire bans, if you will. Obviously, you're one of the people that makes those decisions. What are some of the factors that play into that?
Our team uses actually a really detailed approach to take a look at the weather conditions, the temperature, the humidity, as well as how dry the fuel is, that might be out there that would help whether the fires are spreading or staying relatively contained. And I think I already said it, but it's so important, that wind, not only the wind speed, but also the forecasted gusting. So we use a lot of science behind our recommendations. And again, fundamentally, we want people to be able to, burn materials if they need to, and enjoy the backyard fires. But of course, it's got to be done safely. So we apply a lot of science to that and try and come up with some really sound recommendations. And as of so far this year, we haven't had to declare a fire ban. So that's been nice.
Well, I'd imagine, being, a guy out in the community, you don't want to be the guy doing the fire bans either, because, summertime, everybody wants to have the fun. It doesn't make you Mr. Popular, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a nice recreational activity under, a lot of our favorite activities have been constrained for many months now. So I'm glad we've been able to enjoy that. But we're here keeping a watchful eye to ensure the community is safe. And if the conditions warrant it, we'll absolutely do that to protect Strathcona County.
Let's talk about it kind of on the personal side here, Jeff, as far as Strathcona County and Sherwood Park and enjoying the community. What are some things outside of work that you like doing?
Oh, wow. Well, we've got me and my family, we like to ride bikes. So we've got, there's a fantastic trail system, both in the urban area and some rural areas by the North Saskatchewan River. And we also just recently enjoyed the trail that's part of the Beaver Hills Biosphere Initiative. So some fantastic nature that we have right here in our very own backyard.
So I've actually never been on that trail. How long is it? What kind of stuff do you see along the way?
That one's just to the east of the Wilderness Center, and it's about 1.5 kilometers. My wife and I just really enjoyed the great variability in the terrain there. It's a nice, easy walk, but just to be kind of immersed in nature, it's very, very relaxing. And I think we saw some ducks. We didn't see any exotic wildlife, but we just enjoyed the peace and quiet of it all.
For sure. What are some, maybe one or two little hidden gems, maybe throughout the county or throughout Sherwood Park, that you could point to people and say, hey, maybe you haven't noticed this before in our community, but this is really a nice little gem?
Yeah, well, we have state-of-the-art recreation facilities. I know when my kids were young, we really took advantage of the swimming pools and indoor playgrounds, and so many great spaces to play as a family. Mentioned the trail system. My oldest daughter lives in Nanaimo, which is a really beautiful city, but they are incredibly lacking for trails and sidewalks. So it's not my intent to criticize another jurisdiction, but what you have in your own backyard, sometimes you don't realize how special it is. And I think our trail system is really unique. And of course, got to mention, we've got a world-class fire department here protecting the citizens. So, because at the bottom line, they need to be safe, and we're here to look after them on their worst possible day.
So when it comes to Strathcona County and becoming, part of the fire department, it seems to be for a lot of young people a career that seems to be more and more people are looking towards. As far as the Strathcona County side of things go, what would be a good way of going about starting that for maybe young people just coming out of high school or thinking about that as a possible career?
Well, right now we're actually doing recruitment. So if anyone is thinking of a career, it's a good time to express your interest. So Strathcona County is doing our recruitment for firefighters right now. I think it's a really rewarding career in terms of the opportunity to serve the community and look after people's public health and public safety. So it's a very noble career. And we have a progressive department here where we have operate an integrated fire service. And we have, what that means is all of our staff are move fluidly between the fire response and fire apparatus, and also the working on the ambulances and part of the emergency medical system. So we think that's a great model. at the end of the day, we're here to protect people, whether it be a car accident, house fire, or some type of a medical episode. We're here for the citizens.
So would information on that be on the website, on the Strathcona County website?
Yes, it is. So just strathcona.ca and then type in job opportunities.
That's Chief Jeff Hutton with the Strathcona County Fire Department. Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time during our Heartland tour here on Mix 107. We appreciate it, and we wish you the best of the rest of the summer.
Take care, and thanks for checking in with me.